Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Smart Poker YouTube channel. Another episode of Sundazed Confused, number 124. As always, my wife, Crispy Wannabe, is here with me.
Cheers, everybody. Happy Sunday.
We're going to get the invite link up there. And if anybody wants to join, hopefully Jace will come by. He's usually here every week, but that's what I labeled it as. Jace is getting close. And I know I've seen some trichome pictures he had, and plus just the look and the age of his plants. He's got it. If he didn't take any down by now, he should be getting close.
Oh, yeah, they were fat.
Cheers, XY, Seed Person, 7, Small Tube, Sheldon. We got our little 10 up, and I got to say I'm really happy with the size of it. I know 27 by 27 seems like a small tent. You know, it doesn't... But I did all the math and everything, and I'm under lit. So our buddy XYZ Vector is going to help us out with an extra light he has, and we're going to get it fully lit. What's up, Seed Person?
Cheers, Seed Person. Good to see you.
What's up, y'all? I'm switching tents too. I'm going down to a 2x2 as well. I'm building a fucking room. I'm doing it. I went and bought lumber today. I'm going to get my permit hopefully tomorrow.
Oh, man, that sounds so exciting. That's very cool. Very cool indeed.
I missed this. What did he say?
He's building a grow room. He bought lumber. He's going down. He said he's doing the.
Oh, nice.
I'm taking all the tarps are going to be real walls now.
Nice.
That's going to be nice. Awesome. I'm so happy for you. That's exciting. Look, you got the tools out and everything. That's sweet.
Yeah, I went to Home Depot this morning, bought a bunch of shit. Was like, all right, let's go. I'm going to build this wall right now. Got all my tools and everything. And my wife goes, I think you need a permit to do that. I was like, no, it's an interior wall. It doesn't need a permit. She's like, apparently in this state it does.
I worked in construction. I don't know what a permit is.
Hell no. Cheers, Jace and XYZ.
Good to see you guys.
So you got to get a permit just to build a wall inside your house?
Well, it's a room, so there's like some sort of stupid law about finishing basements. And even though I'm not going to be sleeping in it, like I have to get a permit to build the room, and then I have to get an electrical permit to have an electrician come and wire it up and shit. So this is dumb.
Yeah, well, if you need any help with electrical, I can help you out with that. I permit shit all the time.
All right, I will probably hit you up to get it, and then have like an electrician come and just check it and tie it into the breaker box. But I feel like I could wire it all up myself.
Well, the problem is to pull a permit for electrical, you have to have a electrical license.
Journeyman's.
What?
I think you have to have a journeyman's license, at least here. But I don't know, permits are kind of dumb. I mean, I get it for electrical, but like here, you have to have a freaking permit to do a garage sale at your house.
That's dumb.
That sucks.
Yeah.
You got to do what?
You have to have a permit to do a garage sale.
Are you fucking serious, dude?
Well, you're supposed to, but I mean, a lot of people don't. I mean,
Who's
but you'll see. I guess just the city. I mean, probably some nosy neighbor being an a-hole, like, hey, that guy doesn't have a permit. I'm going to call him in.
Why would they even start something like that? I can't figure out any reason why you would do that, you know?
Money,
It's the land of the free,
money.
bro.
Yeah, some type of money trail, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Cash, it rolls everything around us, huh?
Hey, I ain't getting no permit for nothing if it ain't outside. I'm telling you that right now. I ain't got no permit to grow my cannabis. I sure as a fuck ain't get one to build a wall. You know what I mean?
That's the whole point, though, is that I have weed down here, so I gotta get it. Like, I don't want to do anything that might cause extra eyes on me, so I want to do it right. So, but in the meantime, I got all these fucking plants, and if I gotta have people come down here and check shit, I gotta have the plants out of here.
You gotta.
So I'm gonna.
Yep.
I'm gonna be.
Are you not in a legal state?
No, it's a red state where I'm at.
Yeah, we just went through.
Just had to. Yeah. We just do that.
Yeah, we had to empty out that room, and good thing because someone had to walk right through there
multiple times and be right outside the window and all kind of shit, you know, on another roof outside the grow room window, literally. And I'm like, nah, It just felt weird.
Yeah. So I'm gonna run this one plant one more month for the seeds, and then I'm gonna switch to a 2x2 upstairs and put just 4 little plants in there for some smoke while I'm building stuff.
That's going to be so awesome. I
hope
cannot
so.
wait to see it coming
What
through.
are you doing again? I jumped on late. I saw you had some supplies there going on.
Like this wall is all tarp, and then bare concrete behind me, and I'm gonna frame it out so it's actually like a room. Put a ceiling, and put electrical outlets, like rewire all the, get like actual extra breaker and stuff on it, and then put an actual door in there.
Oh, nice. Like a whole big grow room down there.
Yeah, but I'll probably just be, it'll be like a little office similar to what it is now with just the 2 tents and then a little bench.
Yeah, I remember you saying something like you were thinking about buying like a giant tent and then putting your other tents inside that or something.
I was going to, and then I went to go order it. I called them to make sure that it was discreet packaging, and went to go order. It was like $900 for the 8x16 tent, and with shipping, it was like $1,900. So I was like, well, I can build a room for that much, so I'm gonna just do it myself and have a nice place to chill and not a makeshift thing.
Yeah, that discreet shipping, especially for you, because like I had my AC Infinity humidity dome delivered on my front porch, and it wasn't in discreet packaging. I mean, that's just advertising. Like, yeah, this motherfucker's growing weed right here, sitting on my front porch.
Yeah, AC Infinity did that to us, but you know who didn't? Mars Hydro. There was not even a mention of their name on the box whatsoever. Very discreet.
Yeah, I straight up had a picture of the dome and the heat mat, the seedling heat mat, and everything on the outside, like a description. Which I actually bought that off of Amazon, but still, you think they package that up in something else. What I don't mind. I mean, I'm in a legal state, but I still don't like to advertise it either.
If you buy off of Amazon, there's an option down at the bottom that says use original packaging or ship in Amazon packaging. And because of the whole green, they want to go green with it. They're not putting stuff in it if they don't have to, unless you ask them specifically to put it in their box.
Yeah.
Good to know.
I think if you check mark gift, they also put it inside another box. If it says, is this a gift? And you put yes, they put it in another box or something.
We bought our, I just want to say hello to Iceni first before I make this statement. When we bought our AC Infinity tents, we bought straight from them, and we opted for the
gift or the
it was the discreet shipping.
Yeah, that's what it was.
And they still showed up with, like, it said what it was on the back.
It said grow tent or
tent.
something.
And I'm thinking,
like,
oh my god.
Big black letters. I'm like, what the hell is this? And it was like a big issue. Everybody at the time that was getting them was like, man, this sat on my porch all day while I was at work,
It made me
for your tomato garden.
None of our neighbors saw that.
It's my indoor tomato garden.
Yeah, true. It's not against the law to buy a grow tent.
But if I can avoid extra eyes, I'm gonna,
I agree.
Most definitely.
100.
I labeled it Jace is getting close to harvest. That's
Oh yeah, I saw my name on there. I was like, oh shit. You got a special shout out today. I took a screenshot. I'm about to put that on Instagram.
Yeah, go for it. I was thinking
your plants in that tent, beautiful, deserves a shout out for sure.
Yeah, look at those. How stacked.
Gorgeous.
They're deep, man. They bought it deep down in there, that tall tent.
Oh yeah, they're probably, I don't know, probably 24 inches deep on those colas, some of them.
That's amazing, dude. If I get 18 inches deep, solid bud, nice fucking can size, I'm jumping, dude.
Yeah, me too. I mean, they're good all the way down, like those little satellite branches on the bottom. Like if I was running that room, I would have chopped those. If I still had 6 plants in here, I would have chopped all them satellite branches off, because even though they're pretty decent bud, I would have easily sacrificed those to get another plant or two in here.
It looks finer than a new set of snow tires. Woo-wee!
For sure.
Yeah, like that
snow time.
These little guys on the side. I would have chopped them off because that's extra room right there that you could have in your tent.
You know what that is, Jace, at this point? Those are tester buds. When you get everything dried and cured, you got those big ones, it's a little bit green yet, but you kind of want to get into it and get a good taste on it. That's when I go to those. I'm the type that'll save all my big buds. Maybe not clear to the end, but I save them. I don't know why. Call me an optimist. I believe I'm going to be alive tomorrow, next week, and I'm going to want some good buds and maybe have some company around or something. You want to get out the big bud and show it to them and smoke it up with them. And, so I always save at least some of them.
And I gotta say, sure. I'm so happy that Smart does that because now we're smoking nothing but the biggest of the best. Biggest of the best right now.
I'm gonna get smart this time and separate them when I trim them. Last time I just tossed them all in there. I really didn't care, but I kind of go back and forth, just kind of like whatever I grab out of the mason jar at the times when I'm smoking.
So when you think you're gonna pull your first plant there?
Man, so it'd be this jack right here. I think I was showing you guys. I thought it was foxtailing a little bit right there. Yeah. I got some handlebars growing on them.
Stress related or genetically related? Because it always brings me to those questions. I know that we've talked about
if you run a plant too long, I think it's prone to do that.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think it's heat, which is usually like the first one you go to, so it might be light because usually the closest ones to the light. I still didn't get my meter out and check, but if I had to guess, they're probably getting at least 1200 ppfd. That top one is there, but I'm still not seeing light stress like light bleaching or anything like that. But honestly, I'm at 100%. That's why I'm really wanting to get this chopped down because when I do, I got a lot more wiggle room in here because that's pretty good gap right here. This is about 18 inches on this side. But honestly, like that Acapulco Gold's doing it a little bit too, right there. You can see him starting to foxtail a little bit.
It ain't bad though.
Nah, I'm not worried about it. Just they don't look as pretty as they used to. Yeah, Blue Dream in the back.
She's nothing but
she's fat.
Ain't no foxtails there, is there?
Not really. It looks like it's opening up a little bit, but that thing is freaking fat. I swear every time I open this tent, that thing gets bigger. It's like the size of my fist right now.
Yeah, man, I was going to say those look fat and chunky, man. She's huge, busted.
Yeah, I sent you all this picture. These are getting real close. I think most of the trichomes look milky all the way. I didn't see any amber on that, but that was what, 3 days ago? Or was it Thursday? 3-4 days ago.
Yeah, something like that.
I haven't checked them again since then, but they should be getting close.
We got a comment here we can go over, Jace, if you don't mind.
And I've always wondered this as well. I thought, many times if we could just cut those top buds off.
I have a take on this, but I'm curious what everybody else says before that.
Well, I'd go through with chopping them, but the problem is he's only got one dry tank.
Yeah. That's why I bought it. It was kind of my intention to do like a whole plant. But honestly, like the lowers, they seem pretty good, because they usually take a lot longer to finish out, but they were still pretty milky too on the lowers. Because I like to check them all. It's easy to check the tops because those finish first, but those lowers are still pretty milky.
That ring looks awfully familiar.
Those
the hydro halo.
Hydro halos, yeah. Courtesy of XYZ, huge shout out there. He donated a bunch of fertigation gear from auto watering system to get me going.
I'm glad to see it's working for you.
Huh, it's working great.
You've got to be excited like a kid on the Christmas Eve. I would be if that's coming down soon and it was at my house.
All them smells.
Oh, man.
Just wondering how it's going to go.
Every time I open my tent. Actually, I was cutting the grass today, and I need to get. That's why I bought that refillable carbon filter because the one I got, it's like 3 years old, and it's not quite as effective as it used to be. I got a little whiff when I was cutting the grass out there. So I think it's time for a new one of those because I've been in out the front of my house.
Didn't you get the
Well,
refillable one?
Yeah, but I've got the old one in here now. This is the original one. It's non-refillable, but the one in my dry tent, it is. I don't want to go through the trouble of trying to get it in here and lowering that light.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
So I'll just
Wouldn't
wait
mind.
to finish this off. But yeah, another reason I want to get that jack out, it's kind of bullying the laughing Buddha here a little bit, so that'll free up some light. And this is actually the longest flowering strain I have, this laughing Buddha. I think it's like 11, 12 weeks. So once I chop down that jack, this will still have at least probably 3 weeks or more. So that'll get it some good light, and I can kind of resituate this jack more towards the middle. And then I should be able to lower my light and lower the intensity a little bit to free up some wattage, some amps in here to run that air conditioner so I get a good dry going.
I got a question for you from out of the blue, Jace, and this is for me. You're like 3 runs in. You did all the runs at your old employment place. Do you still, or let me, how do I want to say this? Do you see any advantage to growing less plants or more plants with less veg and a quicker flip?
It's hard to say. So this is like the lowest plant count I've grown. This is 4 in a 5x5. Last time I did 6. I just change up so many things each time I grow. It's hard to, narrow it down to one factor because the first time I grew, I was in a 4x8 and I still had 6 plants, but it was all one strain. That was GG4, and I only got like 10 ounces. But in hindsight, I was borrowing some buddies' lights, and I only had not even half the wattage I needed. But I didn't know it at the time because that was my first grow. I only had like maybe 600-700 watts at most in that 4x8. So I mean, there's no wonder I didn't get that much. And then watering, that's when he had trained me to let it dry all the way out. You pick the pot up, it's light, or even like, hey, if your plants get a little droopy, that's good. You want to stress them out.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that was I think those 2 factors right there. And then the next grow I had, the last one, I grew in those AC Infinity auto water pots, which actually I'm using those for stands right now on my tower fan. That's what those are. That worked really good actually, but I was doing a different technique too. I was going more screen and green on that. So I did like a lot of tops on those. I mean, I didn't top it 40 or 50 times, but I probably had, 30 to 40 tops coming up. I had one pretty much each square on my trellis net, like a 3.5-inch square trellis net. And the top buds are really nice, but everything below it, not so great, because you don't get any light penetration. Plus you're stretching that plant out more. I don't know. These are definitely by far a hell of a lot bigger, and they're stacked. I mean, I didn't have stacks like this in my last one. And just the overall bud size structure is superior to my last grow. So we'll see once it dries and see how it smokes. But, and honestly, I was really happy with that last grow too. I still got some of that. It's really good smoke. So I know this is going to be even better. But
no
I just
doubt.
changed up so many things. I'm doing high frequency fertigation from the top down, drain to waste.
Yep.
Versus last time was a bottom wicking, which that worked really good. It's kind of the same principle. It always keeps your media, your substrate wet all the time, but you're not top feeding to flush out, so you get salt buildups, which I never had a problem with it. But in hindsight, I think this is the best way to go.
Hey, you definitely didn't do nothing wrong. You got a massively successful harvest for your space and light. I was just curious of your thoughts moving forward. And, but I wanted to go back. If you don't worry about, or if you don't mind, there's a comment here, and from Brian 420 who says consider dual harvest. Now I think it was XYZ that mentioned you only have really one space to dry in, and then the rest of the harvest is going to come down and all get dried in this tent, correct?
Yeah, so that's the problem I'm running into right now. So I have 4 different strains in here, and there's 3 different flowering times according to the breeder. So the Jack is a 8 to 9 week. The Blue Dream and Acapulco Gold, I think it's a 9 to 11 week. And then the Laughing Buddha is 11 to 12 weeks. So I've got 3 different finishing times. So really my goal was to get that Jack out of here first, the whole thing, and then get it completely dried and out of that dry tent, and then move in Blue Dream and the Acapulco Gold. Just have the Laughing Buddha running by itself in here to finish off.
I see.
And
okay.
yeah, just trying to get a strategy going. But I've never done that, dual harvest as far as like just chopping the tops and then, letting the bottoms finish off a little bit later. I mean, there is benefit to it, don't get me wrong, but I don't know, just personally, I think that's like more than what I would want to do, to be honest.
I agree with you. And that's me. Now I got to say this. We've only tried it one time a long time ago, and it just didn't seem that great for me, but it was on one plant and I was kind of seeing what it would do. You know what I mean? If it would start acting funny with just going longer, but it didn't seem like for the amount of light, the nutrients we had to mix, the work we put into it, and trying to then you can't add it right away. I felt like I would have much rather have had like that 2 weeks or whatever into the next grow's lighting, the next grow's AC, and would have got much better. And I'll say this, I just think that the amount of weight you're going to get that late isn't cost effective, in my opinion. Now, that's not always our main goal, cost effective, you know what I mean? But I think sometimes, I don't want to say risk versus reward. What is it? Juice isn't worth the squeeze or whatever. Sometimes this is one where I kind of fall on that side. And I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I respect everyone's opinions. And some of these people have done it a lot more, but it does seem like.
Yeah, I think what Smart and I like to get into a plant, and no matter what, muscle through till the whole thing is chopped.
And not only that, when have you ever gotten to your jars that are 2 months old and I guess knew right away just from smoking something out of there that it ran a little longer or whatever? They all kind of still mature. They're all the same kind of age. And I'm with you, Jace. It just doesn't feel right to do that to me. And it doesn't seem like it would be cost effective, return on investment, all that. And people in the chat probably thinking totally different, and that's fine, but that's how I see it. And especially in your situation, you don't have a whole lot of options for drying,
Yeah, and see, that's exactly why I bought this little 2x4 here, because I ran into that problem with my last grow. I was doing 3 different strains. So even though they had the same flowering time according to the breeder, they weren't all ready at the same time. I had, so my 3 strains were Pineapple Express, Cherry Pie, and Banana Kush. So the Banana Kush finished first and it was ready, but the other 2 weren't. Mainly the Cherry Pie, that was the one that was farthest behind. So I had to run another week to 2 weeks to get those to finish. And in that time, Banana Kush went too far. And, by the time I did that final trichome reading on the microscope, I had a lot of amber on that, more than I wanted. And I could tell it in the smoke, it feels like a lot more like sleepy, like sedative, which, I mean, that's good for certain purposes, but that's just not what I wanted versus like the other 2 strains. I just think they smoke a lot better. So if I had that option to at least get that Banana Kush out, and let the other 2 finish out, I think I would have been a lot more satisfied with that end product. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? It brings a thought to mind. Like if you had a plant and you saw like it's just starting to become cloudy, you want to try it, cut a bud off of it and dry it out and let some of it go a little longer, and then let some go real long, and just try them all, keep notes, write down your findings of what strain. That would be an interesting experiment if you had a place to try and the time. And
that was kind of why I was wanting to get 2 2x4s in here too, because having 2 tents gives you a lot more options. You got double the options there. You can move plants back and forth as long as you're not tied up or in a trellis, or even with yo-yos. I mean, I guess that would suck ass to have to take yo-yos down and move a plant back and forth in the tent, but you still have that option at least. If you got some plants finishing earlier than others, you can move them into the same tent, move them around, which isn't ideal, but at least you have that option. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like multiple tents too. The more tents, because then you can do, say, feminized in one tent. You're sure to pretty much get a harvest out of that. You could do like regs in another tent, and then that way you always have your medicine coming in. And you have something else that you can kind of quote unquote play with. I'm not one to throw pollen around any room of mine, but I know some people like to do that. I feel like you're asking for danger if you're trying to get quality smoke consistently.
Yeah,
pollen in there.
I'd be scared of having any type of pollen, even in my whole house. I'm just paranoid. I'm paranoid.
That.
Yeah, but Yeah, I'm ready to chop these down. I'm ready to get on the next grow. Honestly, I already bought some seeds for my next grow today.
Ooh,
Nice.
what are you working with?
So I'm doing largely a Humboldt seed company grow. So I've got 4 strains coming in from them. I've got, let's see, damn, this is why I'm jealous of J5. He knows like 100 strains out in the shard, and I can't even remember 4 seeds I bought an hour ago. So I've got blueberry muffin, hella jelly, and raspberry parfait, and pineapple upside down cake.
Oh,
Boy, that all
So I was,
sounds.
a dessert.
yeah, I was
menu.
trying to get some of those. I was trying to get purple panty droppers, but apparently Seed Person bought them out of House and Home on those because they were sold out.
Oh,
Nah, dude.
He
I
found
got
out they
some.
worked.
I'll send you some. I got a couple left.
Well, I've seen other people got them, but I like, I don't know, like, especially as a first time grower, like with seeds, I like to go straight from the breeder. You know, you're not getting watered down genetics, but
No,
other
I have
people do have
the
them.
original from Humboldt. I'll send you the. I think I have like 1 or 2 left. I'll send you those if you want them.
Perfect. Hell yeah. Because, I'm wanting to grow 1 of each. So you have to buy at least 3 packs from them. So I'll have enough for a couple more grows. So I'm wanting to do those 4 strains. So that'd be 5. And then I've got 1 more. I'm thinking about doing Northern Lights or Punchberry Cookies by Ethos.
hey, Noob saying that pineapple upside down cake is loud.
Hell
I've-
yeah, that's what I like to hear.
I heard that from Jack Greenstock as well. I remember him saying that he had the opportunity to buy a clone of it, bought the flower instead, went back to get the clone, and it was gone, and it was one of his biggest regrets.
Oh man,
Is what
They've
I
got
heard.
some really nice looking strains on there. But you know, the wild thing is, like the ones I just mentioned, most of those, they have them listed as a 45-day flowering strain. That's fast. I don't know about that. Maybe they're counting like from Pistol, but even from Pistol, I mean, I don't know. That's hard to believe.
Do you believe the packaging? That was a question from chat earlier, I think.
yeah,
Asked,
I got it. I got it starred right here. We'll show it. Oh no, my bad. That's the wrong one. But there's Tie Sticks saying thanks everyone who supported yesterday and stuff. Well, I'll have that one starred because I was going to talk about it in a minute. But you're right. Someone asked about the time. What'd they say?
do you believe the breeder, or how close do you think the breeder's estimates are?
You mean like just in general or Humboldt?
Yeah,
Seven.
that's it right there.
Stevens is about your grow right now. The grow that you're on now. He asked, you're looking at trikes. How close do you think the breeder is to guessing the flower time? Like, does it seem like they're pretty much in line with that so far? What week?
So I'm in week 9.5 from flip. So reality about week 8 from pistol. So the jack's supposed to be 8 to 10 week strain. So I'm at the beginning of it. So that's about right, I would say, because it looks like it's almost ready, or it could be ready at any point, depending on preference. You know, I mean, some people like to go, some people don't like any amber at all. Some people like, 10, 20% or even more. But I personally just try to get like an overall average of them all milky or mostly milky, maybe like a touch of amber. I don't like too much amber on mine.
I'm with you. That's my style too, man. I like them. I think that's when they get pretty potent ripeness, and they're just like you saying. Something about that stage I like. Hey, I guess part of this question would be if they're from different breeders. Some breeders go from flip time, I think, and some breeders go from pistol time. I think a lot more go from pistol showing time to finish because that makes them look like a faster finishing flower on paper. And unbeknownst, people will buy that thinking, oh, this is going to get me the flower quicker. But I think that's the like industry standard, if you will. So you can usually add what? 5 to 10 days on to that time if you're going from flip day, maybe some even longer.
Yeah, that's one thing I noticed. Like when you go to buy seeds, like they don't really specify that, as far as the flowering time, they don't tell you that's from flip or from pistol. But like with Humboldt, that's the only thing I can think of, because 45 days from flip, no way, because you're looking at 10 days, So that's only like 35 days of actually flowering time. I mean, that's, what is that, like 5 weeks? 5 weeks from pistil to chop day.
Yeah, I'm with you, noob. I think it should go from flip from the first day of 12/12 is when it should go.
Yeah, because that gets a little confusing when you go from when you're having to count down the days of pistil. Because like this tent, they all didn't get pistils at the same time, and that was just kind of an indication of, you know, I do have a strain in there that's going to take 2 to 3 weeks longer than all these other strains. Well, it took, you know, 3 or 4 days or even more to get pistils developed on it. It was
Brian
the last one to
Forsyth.
get pistils.
Yeah, that's a good point, Brian. When your harvest fear of mold overcomes letting more time pass. That's actually happened to Smott and I, where we were like, you know what, the conditions are just prime, and the buds are fat, and we don't want to risk mold.
We're right
so we're
there on
just
the cusp. You
we're
know?
just taking them right now. And
I think there's more. Here's something that I think too, and this probably isn't really any secret, but I think we don't hear it very often. Is that people will always say, "I don't know if this is ready to harvest," and someone will say, "Let me see the trikes." And I think the trikes are a pretty good indicator, but they're just like a snapshot in time, kind of. You have to look. I think after a while, you start to notice, like, say, for instance, the foxtailing, if you let it go too long. I always feel like if I have a plant that looks good and all the hairs are brown and it's tightened up, and I still think, oh man, that's too early, you know, it just doesn't seem right. Then it starts getting them foxtails. I think I judged wrong. You know, I don't consider that more great biomass. I feel like my plant's got new pistils now. There's undeveloped trikes in there, and I don't like that. So, I also noticed that there's things that happen when you're watching the trikes and you start to maybe see a cloudy one. You should also start to see your plants slumping. They'll start even in a net. They'll start to like slump and slide down in and get kind of heavier. And we all know what I'm talking about. And you'll see the hairs are all curled in, and you kind of do that in conjunction with maybe the recommended time from the breeder, because we don't really go by that. I think when you tie like multiple 4 things together, that's when you determine harvest. I don't think you can really just show someone trichomes and say that's definitely ready, unless it's totally crushed with amber. You know, there's like certain things that I look for. So that smell sometimes seems to like really set in or something. I just get a feeling, you know.
Like, you know, they say like if you take it too soon, you get like a more speeded buzz. So if you let it go real late, you're gonna get that couch lock. And I think
yes,
if you're looking for some of those things,
yep,
then go with that end of the spectrum. Hey J5, how's it going, man?
I don't think he heard you. J5, cheers, buddy.
Cheers, cheers. Oops.
He's
Lost
like,
connection.
yeah, he's having some
Sorry.
problem. But yeah, that's
Yeah, I think it has a lot to do with
man.
taste too, you know. But if you're like a new grower, I guess and this is your first harvest, you want to take all those things into consideration.
Yeah.
But
I agree. I count from flip. And like I said, I think a lot of times the breeders or people that are marketing the seeds, they will put on there, 8-week strain, and that's from pistils. So you can add a week or two onto that. And that's why you've probably heard us say on here many times, the seed bank said 8 weeks, but everything we seem to run goes 9.5 or 10. And I believe that's what the difference is, you know. But cheers, J5. I don't think you could hear us before, buddy.
I couldn't. Cheers, everybody.
cheers.
Happy Sunday.
Cheers.
Happy Sunday for sure.
Yeah, you can bring your friends on anytime, man. Everyone's welcome here. I'm sure they're cannabis enthusiasts if they're hanging out with the likes of us, right?
You know what? I sent them the link to the show. Hopefully it'll show up here soon.
Cool. That's awesome.
In the meantime, I could show you a couple things.
Hey, I tell you what, I wanted to get, if you don't mind, real quick.
My bad.
No. Are you sticking around for a couple minutes?
Yeah. I'm not going anywhere.
Okay. I wanted to make sure Jace was done with all of his topics, and then I know that we had. I seen Ice and I was holding up some bottles and shit, and I missed the swell up. I don't know. It looks like I might have missed it. He's done,
and
he's already applying it.
And I wanted to ask Seed Person if he has Goth Girl still, if we could take a look, or if you're sticking around.
I'm down to get high and hang.
Yeah,
right on.
time before the lights turn on, but I'm here all
Okay,
the time.
sweet. Because like I'm curious about her. The pictures that you have on the Instagram Seed Person one are so beautiful.
Hey, what's
See, person got that golf girl locked up in the basement.
Yeah, she's
That's
beautiful.
right.
Chained to the wall. Oh shit! Hey, what's that chitinase or chitinase? What is that?
Chitinase or chitinase. It's an enzyme. Trichoderma producer. It basically goes after sort of like pathogens. It'll break down the exoskeletons of soft insects and everything else. Yeah, it's a protective sort of mechanism. It's a natural process. You can get it from the breakdown of shellfish. It's in the hard shells of stuff, basically. But yeah, it's good for breaking down bugs, pathogenic mold. I can't remember what it does to the mold exactly, but it inhibits the production of I can't exactly remember, but it stops the mold or pathogenic fungi from forming. You know, it's a little bit like trichoderma in that way. You know, it can protect against mold. It's all sorts of things. I don't know why I'm just going on about fucking mold, but yeah, I'm using it for the bugs. I want to break down the soft-bodied insects. Like I said, I've done all the neem and everything. I've been hit before I brought these in here. I was neeming it up, left this room for about a week, had the UV light on, everything else, cleared it all out, had them mop down, done the walls and everything. And yeah, brought all these back in. They've been in here a day now, but already they're, you know, you see them in the bath the other day. They weren't happy. They were in them little pots.
Yeah,
Still suffering a little bit of damage and being held back, but they've
that's
now
all
got
right.
they've now got this vibrant green coming on. You know, they're gonna love life in the big pots.
Hey, you still gonna tie them down like we had spoke about?
Right. Well, I'm in two minds now. I think I'm just gonna top them because
Okay,
I
they're getting
could
pretty
go
substantial.
I could go for one hit. Which let's see. Well, fuck it. Let's do it.
Holy shit!
There we go.
You didn't, you didn't have to do it right now. He just been his plan. I was asking. Remember we talked about that? Oh, that's going to be great, man.
Super cropping.
Yeah, J5 has a plant like that outside that's laid over and it just stacking straight up. We've had them like that, and I like the way they look when they're like that. I didn't know he's going to go that low. Now, are you going to support it or just let it rip?
Yeah, I think I'm just now looking at that. I'm going to have to, because if not, that's going to be touching the dirt on the other side. So I'll probably just there's something in there just to rest that on until that firm up.
Yeah, until it knuckles up. It'll turn upwards, huh?
Yeah, that'll turn. But I'll have to tie this down. You know, I'm obviously going to have to tie this down, and I'll probably come. I was thinking about this one here because this one's gone a bit woody. So this one.
You know, I always use a wire lasso for ours, Isenite, because you got to remember today's support is tomorrow's tie down. You know.
Yeah. I seen he's got the touch. You got to warm it up first.
He's pulping it good.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's like orange juice. Some pulp needed, right?
True that.
I was going to say we can. You can take the phone down and get yourself something to stick those with if you want. We can come back and check on them.
That's fine. They'll be all right for a bit. I'll just
next week it'll be busting with the knuckle.
Oh yeah, dude, they already look better from the little pots they was just in last week.
Yeah.
Now we watched Ice and I blast this room with the UV lights, and I think it was B and C.
No C, just A and B.
A and B. I'm sorry. What happened there? Oh, I let C person.
But yeah, put them back on the big screen. Sorry, my thing
That's all right.
kicked me out.
I always forget when I let someone in, it takes the big screen away for some reason. I don't know if that's a setting I have messed up or what.
I think I have Ice and Ice Instagram. I'm going to try to find that link, but you have a video of you up putting those on there.
Yeah, I've done a little time lapse.
Yeah, that was cool. I like that.
I think that's about that on that one. Can you see that? There we go. I'll come up.
Oh yeah. Hey, I had just met. We talked about it, so I was asking, like, you still gonna lay these? My wife would want to get me a cup of coffee when you did that. I was like, yeah, you still plan on maybe bending these over a little bit? I thought maybe you'd do like halfway down or something. He's like, yeah, check it out. Boom. There you go. But he's right though, man. It does. They knuckle up, and the phototropism will take over directly. They'll be straight up. You'll have to tie them back down, like he had mentioned. Cheers to I saw Buddy Kilowatt here for the first time. Show's been around for a while. I've seen that man many years.
That's my homie.
Yeah, on many shows, and I've always enjoyed listening to him and seeing what he has to show. And
Buddy is my show and tell for the day.
Sweet. I've seen him on Eagle Show.
Oh yeah. And on Fumadors.
Yeah, that's right.
A bunch of different shows. I think Fumadors got shut down there. For a while, I had to switch stations and shit, and I'm not up that late anymore.
Oh, we were up and at him last night.
Was you?
Buddy's probably running on like 4 hours of sleep.
Oh, man.
That's what Smot needs for his tent right there, that drain pan.
That's exactly what I need.
We've got one on the way.
I got one coming.
It's supposed to be here, tomorrow? Today.
It's coming today. It's got the bulkhead thing built right in. It was like $39.99 or something. It was
60 by 60. So they'll fit my 30 gallons in nicely. They're $10 on Amazon. Yeah,
looks to be about 2 foot by 2 foot, huh?
So that's 23.622 inches for us Americans.
Ah, okay. Let's put a two by two. That'd be perfect for a 2x2 drain pan.
Yeah.
And for $10, I mean, if you went to a hydro store to buy them, they're called Garland. If you're looking for them, Garland, Garland trays. Okay. That's what I think. That was what they were called. Yeah, I bought a whole bunch of them. I'm like $10. You know what I mean? Yeah, you go out something that from the hot or from your grow shop or whatever. You're looking at $40.
Yeah, no doubt. The green markup, huge, man. That looks like it's gonna work good for you.
Yeah, I think that's all right. I'll just lay these on top of these clean trays. I ain't gonna go no further down than that. There's enough room here. There's enough room here because I'll lay all of these down now. So yeah. So and then I can obviously I'm gonna bring my light down as well. I was in two minds whether to do it or not because I was looking. Well, they look really healthy.
Yeah.
If I just lay them down, give them another couple of weeks, I'm gonna reap the rewards from doing that. So a little extra bit of time, a little bit extra veg or whatever. You know, I could flip these now and then. I'd have to top them anyway because they're going to get out of control. But I ain't got no branching, and that's it because I held them back in them little pots. You know,
I dig the train of thought, and it's going to look cool as hell too.
Yeah, hopefully
it is.
Yeah. You know, I'll have two gone this way. Because I only got 7, so this one was slightly bigger. It was in a slightly bigger pot, but so I got a little bit bigger. But yeah, I'll have 2 gone this way, 2 gone that way, 2 gone this way. All aiming for the tops to the center of towards the center of the light, obviously. You know.
Oh, yeah.
And if it goes a little bit skew-iffy or whatever, I can always adjust by just rotating the pots and whatever. And just tie it down, but. And you can see.
With your internodal spacing, I think this is going to do you great. Butters and buds. Cheers to the chat. See a lot of people trickling in. I agree. I think this is going to really help. It's just like like you said, a little bit of recovery time maybe, but I don't think so. Your plants they already look much better than they did just a couple days ago. And you're in soil, and I know that might seem like a kick in the groin, but they're really bouncing back quick, man. Quicker than I maybe expected. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, I love when I bring them into the game change in that little small tent that I have out there. That's just like a holding area for me, and they always just take off when it's the living soil. It works wonders on stuff. You
And
can
if
bring stuff.
anybody's here, I want to let them know you just had these in real little pots just a couple days ago. It was in your tub while you was resetting the room. In case they're in the chat, I don't want them to think that they look like that from being in them pots the whole time. Yeah, they was in those. Now he put them in the big one. So I think if you follow along, within, you'll see some.
These are just like what you call nursery pots or whatever. But yeah,
and you can see that up pot on Instagram, on I's Instagram.
Yes,
he did a video.
Those plants perked up too. Those plants perked right up once they got their new shoes.
Yes.
Oh yes.
All girls love their new shoes, don't they?
That's the truth.
So they live and die for new shoes today.
It's nice to see your reset, man.
Let me try and get this cell thing set up a little bit so I can carry on. There you go. Yeah, it's basically just working the stem. I thought they might have been a little bit too hard. And it's a good job I've done them today because I'm now in that little bit mix there. The pH was a little bit low, so I put some silicone in it. So in a couple of days, they would have probably been snapping. So give it a little pinch. You hear that pop, and just grab the top, support it. Just bend it down slowly. Then the weight of it, that'll just bring that down there, rest on that side by itself, I would imagine. I ain't going to stress it too much. Do this one. And I'm going to try and get them all laying down at the same height. I'm going to pop them all at the same height as well. I mean, this is the first time I've done this with a whole lot of plants.
Hey, how old are these? I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I wish we had this class when I was in school. Looks like I seen he's a professor over here teaching us.
Hey,
school's in.
Oh yeah.
I'll say this: if anyone's been following along our show for any amount of time, they've seen nothing but beautiful harvest after beautiful harvest coming down out of these pots, and the 4 or 5 that he had to take outside, and they're out in the yard now. So I don't ever question anything I've seen he's doing. And I like the fact that, like he just said, he's never really done this. And then not long ago, he was doing, I don't know, maybe it was a new salts or something. He was like, I'm not very good at this. I do something else, And so the humbleness that he has that coincides well with the success that he has, because the plant knows your true intentions. I believe that.
Oh yeah, he never ceases to impress me.
No.
I think we're going to have to lie this one across at this angle, I think, because I've got a big gap here. So I'm just going to just go for it, I suppose.
Yeah, there's a good understanding between Ice and I and that soil that he's made. Unfortunately, the smart pot doesn't come in. It's not allowed inside no more. It got too wild.
Dude, this is gonna look so cool once those
I know.
once those little buds along the stems there start pointing north and taking off. You probably have to weight that top down or tie it down, but yeah, this is gonna be a real cool looking grow.
Yeah, well, we saw this in your outdoor garden, J5. That one branch that you showed us, that all those buds were pointing straight up.
Damn, that's a super crop right there.
That's a super crop for sure.
It's going to be a jungle in there.
It's going to maximize your growth. All those nodes are going to turn into like small plants now, and they're all going to kind of climb at the
Yeah,
same
I'm going
rate.
to try and leave these until they got 3 or 4 nodes going upwards before I flip.
And I think everybody would appreciate a tighter node spacing, but I think a lot of that's because of the way that he had it all. I wish we had a split screen.
Yeah, but I'm gonna put you on J5 because
1 second, Asana. So
just 1 second, because I want to show people what I was just referencing.
No hurry.
Is right there. That's what I was referencing. How that is
bent over,
and those buds are just pointing straight up. Beautiful.
You have to tell me when I'm on the screen. I can't see. Oh, I am. All right. Shit. I got this one all screwed up. There we go. Yeah, see here? Anchored down to this one. This one's anchored down to the ground.
Yep.
There's
Nice.
the top. There's the top. And look at all those buds rolling down the middle. They're all the same height.
That's awesome.
Oh, that's beautiful. Beautiful.
That's what Asana is. You're gonna have a whole yard full.
He's gonna have a whole freaking room full of them. And then all these secondaries too start perking up and getting up near the top. Everybody's battling to be that main cola, I dig it. Is Buddy still here?
He might be in the chat. He never came.
He never clicked the link.
Click that link,
Buddy,
buddy.
if you're still in chat, click the link. We'd love to see your garden.
I think he's due to harvest here today.
Oh, wow.
So I was hoping we'd get to see that spectacular sight.
Oh, yeah. Oh, buddy.
There he
love
is.
to see.
Hop on, homie.
Hop on, please.
Look, do you see what you
So if you're harvesting now, that
look
means
at the shirt I was inspired to wear, bud.
Billy Strings.
Billy motherfucking Strings, yo. Pardon my French.
Hey, we don't get to grow outdoors, but if you're growing outdoors right now and you're harvesting, you either have autoflowers or light depth. Am I wrong?
No, you're right. I've got some autoflowers. Here's a hillbilly herb.
Is Buddy growing outdoors or indoors?
Oh no, Buddy's got an indoor garden that's comparable to my outdoor garden.
Oh wow.
yeah.
Your garden is immense.
I remember seeing his outdoor. He has an outdoor too, right?
He's not growing outdoor this year. He has every year I've known him up until this year. He's had moving situations and this and that.
Oh, there he is.
Welcome, Buddy Kilowatt.
What up, bud?
Good morning. Good morning.
He said he kept you up late last night. You're probably only running.
No, Buddy kept me up. I'm on the East Coast.
Oh. I work at night. Wait, let me figure out the StreamYard here.
Yeah. StreamYard's a little cheaper for us this year. They offer us like $100 for a whole year. Chad Westport gave us this link, so we went with StreamYard. It seems to be a little bit harder.
All right. Good morning. Good morning.
There he is.
Yeah. Hopefully, sometimes the trimmers, my workers, are slackers, but everything is set to be harvested. I have a room with 8 4x8 trays to finish today. Well, it's been finished it's finished. So yeah.
I can show you the part of my garden I've never showed you guys if you want to see my misfits and testers and whatnot.
Hell yeah.
Well,
hey,
yes.
the American one just joined us. Wanted to say hello to him.
Cheers, Tal.
Cheers.
This used to be my depth tent. Now it's like overflow and whatnot. As you can see here, I laid plastic 4 years ago to kill the vegetation because I was going to start my leafy greens and shadowy stuff down there, but that's how far that got.
It's a work in progress, right?
Slowly. Here on the end we have blueberry cookies by Sangria. This
those are
here is a
beautiful.
this is a blueberry by Runts. This is Gary Payton by Hood Candies. This thing that just took off out of nowhere. This was a runt, mind you. It's like probably 5.5 feet tall. This is another blueberry by Runts. This is another Gary by Hood Candy. Here we have Fruity Pebble OG by Gas Guzzler. This is Ay Papi. Which is
I love that name.
It is Gary Poppins by Red Runts.
Yes, this is outside grow. Somebody in the chat, School of Crop asked, "Is this outside?" Yes, this is. He got hundreds.
It's the great outdoor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
This is just
a very small part of his garden too.
I mean, there's a whole hillside.
Motor Breath 15 by Straw Nana, or Straw Guava, my bad. Here we have that High School Sweetheart by Sin Mint. Here we have Busta Limes by Z Back Cross.
Busta Lot, that's a great name.
I like it.
I know, isn't it? I dig that one too. These are those ranch testers. I've showed you different ones of these.
Yeah.
This is the White Thorn Rose, or the Eddie Lepp by White Thorn Rose Bag Seed. Shout out Adam from the ranch. Cool ass dude. Buddy knows him.
Yeah, he's a local friend.
Yeah, he's good shit. This is more of those ranch testers. This is the Banana Mints Cubed by the White Thorn Rose Bag Seed. Here we have some homies plants, dude. These are the Westport No Jokes.
Hey, I wanted to just tell Bud E and the American one. They was both turning their cameras on. That once we're done here, I'm gonna want to see him again, man. I feel bad, you know.
Okay, I'm almost done. Okay, so that's
our viewers are so enjoying this.
Yeah,
this
no,
garden tour.
I'm not trying to hurry you at all. I just want to make sure everybody knows what's going on.
But my shit's gonna get cooler. I'd rather look at some buds and shit. My shit's gonna be cool here in a month.
All right.
Oh, it's beautiful, and we love to see the progress every week. This is awesome that you're giving us this peek.
Westport Posse. Those are those no joke or no the grape juice S1s.
No, come on, let me see.
These are SFV by Smuckers from Duke.
No, come on, let me get that cookout. Come on.
This is Lemon Tree by Creamsicle.
I didn't want to say
something down. Great.
And Wedding Cake by Creamsicle. All right, on to the buds show.
Yeah,
okay.
I had to mute Ty. I didn't want him to say the wrong. I don't think he realized he was unmuted and say something like somebody's name or an address or.
Just you're not thinking because
it always scares me. I'm like, oh shit, they don't know that they're unmuted, man.
Hey J5.
Yo, what up?
Whenever you gonna need help trimming some of these flowers?
Oh yeah, yeah, always. I miss the days of trim parties. Now it seems nobody shows.
No, they don't, man. That's
I just want to smoke.
You need a trim bag.
Yeah, dude, I used to trim for trim.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Seriously,
that sounds a little bit dirty right there, J5.
That's a very good question because your garden's pretty vast.
I've got my storage techniques down over the years since the money ran out for help. You gotta freaking figure it out, and it's basically just keeping a temperature, humidity controlled room. I get them to a point. I whole plant hang, I limb, and I tote them. I don't shut up. I don't close up the totes. Dude, I've trimmed pot 6 months later. That was still fire.
That's interesting, man. I'm
Yeah.
very interested in that because I've always wondered that question, and you just answered some of it for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll de-leaf everything, strip down, do all that shit while the plant's still in the ground. So that, takes a lot of the effort out. And a lot of this pot these days fucking trims itself damn near, dude. It's like fucking you knock off a couple leaves here and it's fucking done. Which and so I can blow through some pounds is what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Oh, and all of these, what I'll be doing today is cleaning all of these branches. So there's not going to be, all these are going to be stripped up to about the top 2-3 nodes. Like I don't fuck around. I don't play around with larf. It's just straight, the nugget.
Yeah, you have way too much to be dealing with that.
Yeah. It's all heady buds.
You'll have a huge compost pile at the end of the day.
See, and that's the thing. Okay, and that's why you're seeing these deficiencies out here this year. Is 3 years ago now, I had septoria pop up. And I quit. So I quit putting my leaf back into the ground. And so last year was the first full year of me not putting the plant back into the ground. And this is the first year that I'm seeing the deficiencies from it. Over and out.
Right.
Back to you.
Let's check out Buddy Kilowatt got a whole stack of
He's got stack too. I'm curious.
Here we go.
Are you doing that?
You're
Are you going to be doing that all by yourself?
They sleep in the daytime, but I got a light here. Let's see. This is my LED section, and this is cheetah piss right here.
Nice.
Next to it, this tray is grape gas. He's got pretty fat this time, big.
Those are stacked, man. That's a big room.
Yeah. That's a lot of work.
Shit, those are great trellises. It looks like the Cheddar Bob kind of trellis or metal. Is that metal or am I just seeing?
This place is run like 11 or 12 years. And so these are like PVC with bamboo trellises like I got tired of the strings years ago. Usually I set the plants, they're below the trellis, and then they stretch up into it. It works good. It's reusable. This room is like on week 5 or week 4. This room's under single-ended HPS, which with some 315s blended in.
Okay.
Yeah, the best heady buds still come out of the single-ended room. The other room is double-ended and LED.
Damn, that's a cool freaking mix, man. You're the only person I know that's doing that.
Like I've been growing since '91 indoors continuously. Yep. So like sometimes I'd say, yeah, when I show my grow, I'm like, yeah, welcome to the 90s, because the method I use is the same method I used like for like over 25, 30 years now, 30 some years. I never changed. A few things.
Growing blocks with the top down fertigation, huh? Or is that a flood and drain, or do you have fertigation lines?
Yeah, no, like recirculating 50-gallon reservoirs. It's simple. It's just I have
lines. XY, I love this.
Like I used to use drippers, but they clog and are a pain in the ass. So now I just use the like teas. I think they're 3/8. Water's like a little different schedule. Sometimes once a night, sometimes twice a night. Usually out of a 50-gallon, 5-7 days. 5 days for sure. I sometimes top it off to stretch it to 7 days.
That's impressive, man.
Yeah.
I use GH now pretty much here, but I've used all the different products, and I've grown in a lot of different ways, indoor, outdoor, but indoor, this is my thing. This is slaps.
Hey, buddy, can I ask you a
personal.
question? I hate to interrupt you. I have a question for you. You seem, we all know that you've got a lot of experience, and you just said you've grown indoors, outdoors. You got all the different lights, everything else. And I want to ask you a dead honest question. If you smoke a soil grown bud indoors versus salt grown bud indoors, is one drastically better, or is one better? Is it very distinguishable or anything like that?
It can be, but like one, a lot of people overuse nutrients.
Yes.
And you can do the same with soil. You can over amend. And I've had soil weed that had more nutrient overload, or
There is shitty organic weed out there. Trust me.
yeah.
No, that's always the question. People always say
Like,
you can't grow in
one
salt
thing,
because
like if I simplify things, like less is more. Like I run a low EC.
I love it. I love
So nutrients, like, like here's the thing with it, like I'm like 2-room perpetual, and Hugo's Rockwell. Yeah, I have like I feel I have complete control on a day-to-day basis. And when I used to mess with soils and stuff like that, you had to have like run after run and everything just be dialed in consistently. It's harder to do, for me at least. Like some of this is, yeah, I have a whatever you sayings like, oh, if it works, don't fix it.
Yeah.
So I stick to what I know, and
I never tried them Groden blocks, man. We always had either like when we used soil, we used
here's like I'm kind of opinionated. Like in the last few years of online content and stuff, I kind of call them the soil Nazis, because like a lot of certain people like disparage like even the term salts. Yeah, I guess technically they're salts, but like not in the same word as salts. Like
I get what you're
it
saying.
just means like a soluble nutrient or a soluble mineral. Most of the same ingredients that are in nutrient bottles are the same minerals that you're amending your soil with, right? It's not like now there are some products that are synthetically derived and are questionable, but for the most part, mineral nutrition is like important, micronutrients and macronutrients. And like for instance, yeah, I've used the same line for so many years that yeah, every one of those reservoirs at 50 gallons each week has a slightly different recipe. You know, there's little tweaks to it with the different products. Yeah, it's really hard to do that with soil. Like, you know, what I feed week 1 and 2 or the recipe, and 3 and 4 and 4 and 5 and 6, 7 and 8, it changes. In soil, well, you're not able to change things. And things you do aren't like if it is a rye and you amend or do something, it's not going to have like immediate effects. Like a lot of times if I see, well, I don't really have that too often because I'm pretty dialed in, but plants are yellow or not the right, aren't happy, I'm able to like adjust for that and literally see with not like within hours, but within the sometimes
right. In a pretty
like,
close
but
time
by
frame.
the next day you see the result. Oh, okay, that's what it needed, right?
Hey, it looks like the American one's taking us for a tour here. I don't want to interrupt you, buddy, but this is very rare that we actually get to see.
I'm down to see everything.
Yeah, the American one's you're muted, buddy.
A Tao sighting. Woohoo!
Yeah, he's still muted.
This is it.
All right, it took me a second to find the button.
There you go.
There you go.
All right, if I turn it sideways,
Thank
does
you,
it help or
Cal.
is it crooked? Am I right up? Right
No,
side
No,
up?
I think
you're
it's
not.
messed up.
All right.
I kind of dig it.
So
You can just do it like
basically,
that. That's
I haven't been on because this is like right in my freaking backyard here where I'm at, and I just stuck these in here and I just let them go. I didn't do nothing.
Oh,
oh
wow.
my goodness,
Totally
they're
green, dude.
They're doing good. No,
They're
beautiful.
doing good. They're doing great, but there's no. They're really going to be late. There's hardly
They're
any bud formation. It's going to be a late finisher. And all these are
They're
the
getting-
Womberry by Cheesequake.
Oh, they're going to get snowed on before you get those out where you're at.
Yeah, dude. I don't know what's going to happen, but they blew
It's
up
gonna
out of
stink,
nowhere,
too.
dude. I didn't do nothing to them. I've been
With
trying not to visit them so that I don't draw attention. Because, yeah, like,
Oh, wow.
this is the
That's
situation.
freaking badass.
Yeah. Yeah.
You could throw some plastic up over those pretty easily with
Wow.
that
I
building
was
there,
thinking
Tal.
about doing that. Hell yeah.
Shade
Yeah, if I
cloth,
could, I
like,
could go from that,
yeah.
that
But you're like
bird thing to this hook.
Yeah. A quick
Make
little
a-
half hoop house.
Damn near set up for you.
Yeah.
in sight.
But yeah, I left like some, the whatever else was growing in here already. This thing was just like regular dirt. I'm really impressed at how big they got.
That's the
It
good
doesn't
stuff.
look like no pest got to them really or anything, huh?
No, when I put them out here, there was some spider mite damages. But yeah, God took care of them.
Good for you, man.
Amazing.
We'll see what happens. Yeah, but they're not going to finish in time unless I do something like who is that anyway? I was saying put the plastic on them. That's what I was trying to figure that
J5 still
out.
alive.
How you doing, J5? Yeah, your plants
Cheers, Tal.
look. You got plants that are going to finish at least.
Yeah, most hopefully. We'll see. Nature's nature.
Yeah, and you never know. This like they might, spurt and fill in quick. I don't know though, but
I do have plastic I can pull over, and that's a game changer.
it is, So yeah, that's my little mini tour. Let me see. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think there's like 8 of them in there.
Oh,
There's
wow.
a clump right here. Yeah, and I should clean up all these little nothings underneath. Oh, look at here's one little one.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
All right, well, yeah, I figured I'd show it once at least. And we'll
Yeah.
see what
You said you just put those seeds in and then did nothing.
No, they were
I
plants.
started them inside. They were inside, yeah. So they were like
Okay, but
maybe like
once
10
you put them,
10 inches tall. I just put them out here and left them.
and that's just natural rain and stuff.
Yeah.
That's
Pennsylvania
amazing.
It's like a farm on its own. It waters every other day just about here, except for that 1 week.
Dude, it might be worth grabbing some 2x4s, like Hooley said in the chat. Grab some 2x4s, wrap them in some good, like 6 mil plastic or something. Put a nice slope on it so anything slides off. You could probably stack something up pretty quick to really finish them out. But you might have to throw a fan in there. Hey, is that building yours right behind them? Can you crack that window and drag the air into that building or something?
Yeah, that's the garage. Yeah, that's us. But like, if I do that, the people like that's the backyard. Like, it's hard to explain, but there's like 2, maybe 3 buildings. I could see it from the second window. Like, yeah, I don't go over there because I don't want to draw attention to this spot. I don't know if they could tell it's cannabis from.
Right. It's the smell that's going to get them.
We've run into quite a few people that believe that it's okay just to grow. They don't know the laws and they think that, their neighbor's growing a plant and that's the new thing.
They think that they're because of
the medical
dispensary.
Cannabis and stuff that, it's not like it used to be. So it's good that it's normalized like that.
Yeah. So I'm not, all we have to fear is fear itself. So I'm not going to be afraid. I said, fuck it.
True.
Kudos to you, Tal.
I wish I could be like you, Tal, more like you. I'm going to strive to be more like you.
No, don't do stupid things like me. Only do the smart things that I might
do. I keep the risk low, I feel. And, just... That's pretty awesome that you're doing that, and you're so brave. And
If anybody asks, I'll just be like, it's hemp, it's fiber. I'm gonna make clothes with it.
Yeah.
yeah,
THCA. It's just say it's THCA.
There you
I
go.
saw it.
Chow, you could be a seamstress. Make some jeans.
I always thought that that's like the biggest scam in the world. But paying like $200 for a pair of jeans, fuck that. And yeah, Levi's, they don't even make good jeans anymore. I don't know. They're not in America. Don't get me started. Yeah, I want to make my own clothes. Yes, Chase.
yeah. So you attend all of the flax scutching events all around the area.
Yeah, man. I saw a sign the other day that said Flax Scutching Festival. And I'm like, what the hell is flax scutching?
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I had to Google it. My wife Googled it while I was driving. What was it? I forget. It
was making textiles and
making linens and shit out of flax seeds.
Yep.
That was pretty wild and cool.
Hey, Tal, this is what I'll say. When someone is growing in a prohibited place, I give them an extra amount of respect because, like I said, I grew for a lot of years, most of which was like when it was prohibited.
Yeah.
And like in the last so many years, like, oh yeah, a lot of people started growing now that they legally can. I respect people that could still go for it when they can't or
Hell
not
yeah.
supposed to. Like have some balls, right?
Yeah, man. Pennsylvania
legal.
Yeah.
But when you're in one of those states and you're still putting in the work, yeah, that's what brings the change. They're not going to do anything for a few plants. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, some
Knock
states
on
are
wood.
crazy, but
It'd be hard to get a jury of your peers to convict you.
Yeah,
I would imagine. Yeah.
Unless there's a point when you're going too big or whatever. Really, what it gets down to, like always, just like whenever they've had to go after certain gangsters and whatever, it's not the crimes, it's the money, the taxes. That's when you get into trouble.
Yeah. When people get greedy, I always said when people got greedy is when they got busted. Usually.
We don't sell any of our buds. There's plenty of buds on the streets here in Pittsburgh. You can go around and buy as much weed as you want. I like to smoke exactly what we grow. I don't buy nothing off the street. But Pennsylvania's coming around, Tal. We're only a couple 100 miles apart, brother. We'll be making that trip and doing all kinds of cool shit.
Yeah, because you said I could get a selfie and an autograph. I'm excited.
My wife wants to holding you to that.
Make it happen. I used to charge $10 for the autograph, but I'll
think House in Pennsylvania, whatever. That state should be next on the docket to like have some marijuana reform. I mean, it seems like it's just a matter of time. Like most states get with it eventually. I can't imagine that state as big as it is, and
it's surrounded by people. They got Ohio, New Jersey, and I don't know what's
New
above
York.
Yeah,
New York.
If Ohio drag and legal, I can't imagine how Penn doesn't do the same. But yeah,
I was talking about on the Cheap Home Grow show that there's a hemp store here that is totally into the loophole, the THCA. They got like real deal. I haven't visited it yet, but the kid was telling me about it. He works there.
Yeah.
It's
just
awesome.
Weed.
Yeah, man. It sucks because like my wife and I run a small construction business from our home, and we have a spare bedroom that we've been running two 4x4s in for, we've been growing since 2016, and it ain't legal here, man. It sucks. And it just
big respect to you, Tal, for sure.
Yeah, man. I'm always worried about losing a lot just over some weed plants, and it really sometimes it gives me anxiety. I'll like wake up and I start thinking about we're in deep flower. I can smell them, and I'm worried about my nosy neighbors, and that's no way to live. I shouldn't have to do that for a fucking plant. I'm sorry, seed person. Now go ahead, man.
Yeah. All we have to fear is fear itself. Those
That's
are
it.
great words. Golf girl, man, that is so freaking cool. That's what I've been waiting. I love the picture you picked.
You're muted.
I got 50 of these printed just for fun because I'm not charging money for these seeds, but it's like a trial run for when I do. I don't like this company. I'm gonna find somebody else. The little zip thing is like way the fuck down in here, and so it's like really hard to get the package open.
You need like a funnel that has a wedge shape on the end. You can just slide it right in, drop them in the top of the funnel,
When I bought this, it was advertised as seed packaging specifically. So they had like printed Mylar bags, seed bags, right? And so it's not. It's a fucking thing like that. It's a sticker.
Okay.
That's applied to the bag. So I'm like, well, if you're gonna put a sticker on there, I got a bunch of these things, these bags here. I could just get a bunch of stickers printed and do it myself and not be charged extra and have like a better zipper up here. So it was a good lesson. But that's these seeds here are gonna go in this packaging.
You're gonna get those out. You said you got 50 packs of those?
That's just what I ordered because that was the minimum order. But I'll probably go with like a different picture and try a different company and stuff and do another minimum order until I find something I really like.
What's this we're looking at?
Hey, I don't want to interrupt, but I'm going to drop out. I just wanted to say goodbye and say thank you again to Seed Person, Collective Mary Jane, Brent Anderson, Lone Star Love sent me a T-shirt, and everybody has just been so awesome. Thank you to everybody. And I'll be in chat, but I'm going to drop out of this. My phone's going to die here. And I'm glad I got to show you those babies at least once. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks,
Thanks
Tal.
very much.
Nice meeting you, Tal.
All right. And don't be copying me, you two over there. All right.
We won't.
All right.
Okay.
Do as I say, not as I do. I'm taking government's role. All right. Wait.
We're staying inside for now.
Yeah, inside for sure for now.
Can I show one of Seed Person 1's plants when he's done showing us those beauties?
Oh, most definitely.
I'm done. Hey, I found these. There's 2 left. Chase, so I'll send these to you.
Hell yeah, bro. Appreciate that.
Oh, that's cool, man.
Yeah,
grow those up, take them to the club. No, I can't do that. I'm married. Dang it.
Hey, they was
see if they work.
They was all sold out of those candy droppers. There you go.
Good thing my wife doesn't watch this show.
How many varieties you got going this season? Like last year, you had like it just seemed like endless varieties.
I tried to cut back and I like doubled up. I got 77 last count.
Oh wow, you're over 140 or close to it then, huh?
Oh, we don't count.
Nah. You Johnny Appleseeded the whole mountainside there, man. I don't know how you keep
it's a misdemeanor up to 250 in Michigan. I'll just say that.
Okay. Yeah, we don't want none of that.
Well, I just want to say thank you for doing your part to overgrow the planet because, man, your garden is so gorgeous.
And that's a Seed Person seed, huh?
That's awesome.
Can you guys see these pistils on here?
A little bit. Doesn't want to focus too great.
Did that one get hit with the pollen?
Anyway, she's well pollinated, is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
Hillbilly Herbs, Gorilla Poison did a very good job.
Awesome.
So yeah, there'll definitely be some of those to share. Just a little guy, but there'll be plenty of seeds on that little thing. She's chunky. All right, that's about it. Back to you, folks.
All right.
That's
here's a purple
about it.
one.
Like, it's no big deal. Your garden is so gorgeous. Wow.
Yeah, hold on. Let's come and look at that. See?
Hold on a sec. We're getting you on the big screen. That color is gorgeous.
This one's well pollinated by the hillbilly herb.
We'll come back to Asana here in this. Oh, he must have hit the wrong button.
Oh, he hit the wrong button.
Wasn't me.
Jace got to get up on a ladder to be trimming his plants. We got to show everybody that for sure.
Oh, he got his ladder out. Yeah.
I pulled the trigger. I'm chopping these down tomorrow. I'm getting them ready.
Getting them ready.
I like when we get to do that. It's a great step. I highly recommend trimming those leaves off. I know Jay.
Yeah, I'll do like a rough wet trim, I guess you would call it. I just get the bigger stuff off. It makes it easier to trim when you get done.
Yeah.
I like to leave a little bit. I think it gives you like a buffer zone or a safety net when you're drying if you got a little bit of leaf on there.
Okay. Yeah, and you're not taking anything that has trikes or anything. You're not losing anything by doing what you're doing. We always do it too. Boy, it makes them look real pretty too when they're in there, just seeing all them buds, you know.
And it does make trimming so much easier then when you're like Smart and I kind of do it in a assembly line. He gets them ready and then I do the final and they go on a tray, and it goes pretty quick when we do it like that.
When we do what he's doing.
Yeah.
Plus, it's nice to do it when they have turgor pressure and they're sticking out and they're full of juice, you know, and you can kind of like get a good snip on them. If you're the kind of person that cuts the whole plant down and hangs it up, they close up around there. I always find that to be a bitch to trim, unless you let it really dry out. Then I guess maybe you can use a brush or something. But that's our way of doing it. We use the Canitrol machine, but we don't have like Buddy or like J5. They don't have a choice of using any kind of a machine. That's going to have to be like a locker full to dry in.
We're doing like what we call buck when we harvest. It's been a couple years. We went back to we don't take anything off and just hang it. But I have a fully climate controlled dry area, and it's very important, like, to not over dry, but get it to the certain dry. That then, it just takes a few minutes to like flick off all the leaves, and there's you haven't dried out the bud yet, but the leaves dried out enough, and then the trimmers take it from there. But it's just, I can remember years ago we used to fully wet trim, like literally when we took it down, we trimmed it and hung it. And then all I had to do is like knock the buds off the stem. No, I don't think that's the best way. Whatever works for you, like that's the thing. Like there's a bunch of ways to skin the cat, right?
That's right.
Exactly. You're right. And you got to find the best way for you. And it can be daunting if you have a whole big crop to do, not a whole lot of help. So, you're right. There's many ways.
I'm in Southern California where, we've lost 75% of value over the last 20 years, basically. 10 years, the price. So, I used to have workers that did everything at my crew. Over time, like when do the math at the end of the month, it got down to like, well, I need money too. Where'd the money go? Oh, yeah, you paid all these people. And then in the last couple years, I do most of it myself again. There's a few things. I've trimmed my share over my life. I don't have the patience, and I have to get someone to trim it, but I do everything else, most everything else. I didn't used to. That was like part of, like, that's what I think is the worst part of the legal thing, is because most of them are still my friends and people my friends. There used to be people that made a buck, whether they were working a little, help, in the garden, or they could get X amount, a middleman, and this, like people from the top down to the bottom all had like a fair shake in it. And then now in today's world, basically we eliminated all those people and that revenue and that and traded it in for Uncle Sam, basically. Right? We said, oh, okay, 30-some% taxes, and then like I remember in California 6 years ago when the rec we voted on that Prop 64. Part of the ads were like how many jobs it was going to add to California's workforce. Yeah, that didn't really happen. Like, and the jobs are like super low paying and stuff. And like ultimately, yeah, what happened to the middleman and the trimmer and the people that, yeah, they all got eliminated. That's what kind of sucks.
No doubt. Hey, J5 cut off. His phone died, and we wanted to say thanks for coming on, buddy.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll get to see him again. I see Isani's got some. So I wanted to see if he's got. He's got some chemicals laying out here. What's going on in your neck of the woods there? Silver
nitrate, huh?
Yeah, I'm going to make
developing.
I'm going to make some feminized seeds. That'll be the first time I've done it. So the only problem I have is when I bought the sodium thiosulfate to make it, they didn't list whether it was anhydrous or pentahydrate because there's two different recipes according to which one you have. I've tried to find out, but they reckon the anhydrous one is the one that's most commonly found. So I'm banking on that. But either way, I've got enough here to make quite a few amounts. I'll just make two batches, I suppose. One with the either conversions for each one of these types of thiosulfate. If anyone's got any input on the anhydrous or the pentahydrate, anyone's got any information on that, I'd be pleased to know. Whether you've done this before and you just bought sodium thiosulfate and it was just the anhydrous one. If it's any different, they might add the pentahydrate, but as standard. If you get what I'm saying, it might come out as standard as the anhydrous one, the most common one. But anyways, but this is what I'm hoping to find something nice in these. And I'm just gonna possibly I've got some of Hooley stuff as well, which I'm gonna want to cross some of this cheesy stuff into something of Hooley's probably. Maybe the grape. I'm gonna see what turns out. I've got a bunch of regular seeds, but I'm gonna find something that's gonna be really dank, really cheesy, and I'm gonna make a bunch of fems with everyone.
Nice. That's cool. Hey, I seen that you was one of the donators for that show yesterday. Uncle Rick put on the 60 for the Last Prisoner Project, and I seen Ross Anate was a winner, and I seen they gave away some holy seeds, and I think he might have been a winner. And I just wanted to say to Uncle Rick, to all you guys that was involved in that was awesome. And I'm sure I speak for the whole community when I say that it sucks that we have to have those things, but it's really nice to have people like you guys that come along and support it and help raise money for it. I saw our buddy, the American one, donated like $50 and a pack of seeds and all kind of stuff. And, everybody was just coming out of their pockets and like giving seeds, and descriptions of their seeds were great. And it was a wonderful time. Cheers to everybody.
Yeah, it was a beautiful thing to witness. It was a really fun time.
Yeah, I love these. It's great when it's almost like gambling, but there's no risk or whatever. But the excitement is still the same. When you're watching those numbers, it's like you're watching a jackpot, coin machine, slot machine, and But just everyone feeling part of it and being part of the community. Everyone spreading their love between us. That's amazing, Other communities do it. There's a reason why we shouldn't. It's uplifting, spirit, rewarding the spirit and the soul. And I think that's why we're all here and why we all take part, essentially.
Yeah, it was cool yesterday. The chat was just lighting on fire, though. It was like watching a slot machine in the chat, just everybody pushing a button to stay in.
Yeah, that was interesting. It was fun.
Yeah, I meant to get on there. I ran out of time though. Art Man sent me that link on Instagram. I saw you had his seeds popping on that, the ones he's feminizing.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah, he gave away a pack. It was pretty cool to watch everybody get involved.
Yeah, it was definitely cool. I wish I could share what I'm working on, but it's kind of a secret right now. But it's alive. It's working, man. It's working.
No doubt.
It working.
Hey, patent pending, man. You got to take it to market. You got to keep it under wraps, you know?
Yeah, unfortunately. But you would like this. You got one with your name on it. So
I appreciate it,
when
man.
you're ready.
I look forward to trying that stuff. It'll help us, man. I know what you're building is always trying to help in the way that we grow. Either get the water on, get the water off, or something along those lines. Or you guys always come up with these cool ideas, and I'm curious to see which ones come to fruition. I guess first.
Oh, this is probably going to be the one right here. I mean, I'm sending one off to Berkshire to basically beta test it.
Good deal. Good deal.
We'll see what he thinks.
Yeah, Uncle Rick's show made like $2,600, $2,700 before I had left yesterday. And according to Stephanie, that girl from Last Prisoner Project, the lady from Last Prisoner Project, she said that Dutchies was down to the last bit of doubling donations. They double $1 million worth of donations, and they had like $2,500 left in the budget or something. So they was really saying like it was going to get in just before the end of the.
Yeah, that was awesome. She gave a great testimonial, had a great attitude.
And she toked up for one of the first times in 5 years. She just got off probation for her crime, or so-called crime, I guess.
Damn, I'm sorry I missed that. I wish I'd been there.
Yeah, she's like, I just got off. Cool. She was at the Vlasic Classic golf outing, and she was toking up a bowl in the room. It was some kind of like automatic bowl. I'm not really hip to all the words or the names of them. I forget which one it was, but it was some kind of vape with something in it, and she smoked up. And it was just nice to see her enjoying that and being out and having, after 5 years. I know what 5 years of parole's like, and it's a real son of a bitch, man. It can be,
Didn't she also say she did 10 years or something?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, she did 10 years.
Yeah,
it's such an unfortunate thing. And she said that one thing that was very touching to me was she said that she feels grateful and shit. And we're like, how can you have such a good attitude? And she compared herself to other people that got an even shittier break. They're doing life and, have kids at home that are growing up without fathers and all this stuff. And it really put it in perspective how someone could take such a sentence like that and still have a good outlook. It made me think I could do a lot better with my outlook on a lot of things. That's for damn sure. We get caught up in our day to day,
And
did 5 years for weed?
I'm like,
she did 10 years for weed, bro.
Illegal market. I'm like a black market guy. But the one thing that's changed, that those kind of sentences, even for people that do get caught up, I don't know of any current person that's been incarcerated recently for 50 years or life or ridiculously long sentences from cannabis. Now, years ago, there were people. Now, I've always been in California. I've had some friends caught up. Yeah, they were caught up pretty big too, but none of them got like broke off some like major sentence. They had to do some time or little time. But when I've listened to the Prisoner Project, and they had people that talked about like life sentences and 10-year sentences in the feds, and
yeah, man, that's what they gave her.
Like, that was a real travesty that they did that to people. And I guess if there's anything that good came out of the legalization, It's that, yeah, that isn't happening anymore for the most part. I'm sure there's still a few.
Well, nobody should be spending any time in jail for something that is being, sold and profited for by other people.
Yeah, by the government and shit.
It's not fair. You shouldn't be in jail.
It says here her name's Stephanie Shepard. She was convicted of conspiracy to distribute marijuana in 2010. She was a first-time nonviolent offender and got 10 years in federal prison. After serving 9 years, she was placed on federal probation for additional 5 years, of which she just, now that's all it says there, but of that, she just completed June 4th, I think she said. And so she was smoking up on the show yesterday, and I thought that just made me feel good after all that she's been through. She's back to enjoying medicine, and I just think it's
that's
awesome.
crazy for a first-time offender. I mean, I can't really see that for like other things, but like if they're caught up in some other stuff, you know what I mean? But just weed, first-time offender, that's insane.
And that's just because of the way it was scheduled, man. It's they look at it as heroin or anything else just as bad. Everybody and their brother that has any kind of human sense knows that's retarded. Excuse my language, but yeah, that's
it's such.
But they sentence people by it, and
it's crazy that people are going down for that. It's just and that's a lot of where my paranoia comes from. But always going to be looking over my shoulder, probably.
I think like Buddy Kilowatt said, most people, those are the few and far between. It's just a shame that any of that shit's occurring, and that some of it to be even on that scale is even more of a travesty. And one thing I like about Last Prisoner Project is they don't try to get person by person out. They just they go after a policy, yeah, and kind of get everybody let out and shit. And I think that's important because it more focuses your donations and your time donations and all the things that you do for those people. It would go right to affecting everybody, and it's more effective.
And let's hope that Last Prisoner Project can be disbanded, because there is no one left in prison for a cannabis nonviolent offense.
It's the one company we all hope will shut down one day, right?
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, no doubt.
We need to really address the situation across the world and the globe, because there's corporations that are putting us in jail for victimless crimes. And essentially, if there's no victim, there is no crime, and they really don't have any leg to stand on. This is just bullshit. It is really just bullshit. We just allow them to just force it upon us, and we, like they tell us, we're governed by consent. That means exactly what it says. We allow it.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing is, I mean, I don't know. This government, our government, seems to want to legislate everything nowadays.
I know, it's a shame. Another thing's a shame. People always think, and I try not to get too far down the government trail on our weed show, but they do go hand in hand a lot of times. And but there's one thing I always like this saying. I love my country, but I'm ashamed of my government. And I think that speaks volumes about your fellow man. And but not the people that were running shit, man. Somehow they just get so polarized and distant and far apart from. I look around me and I'm thinking nobody that I see around me is thinks like the politicians. So where's that come from? But I don't know.
Our founding fathers wanted us to have the right to grow our own food and to grow our own medicine. That's why they set up the Constitution and
our agricultural freedoms, man.
For the people. It's always been for the people. If it's not for the people,
Yeah.
Wasn't like the draft of the Constitution or something like that written on hemp paper?
I believe so.
Well, I think if we really dug it into history, we'd find that the alcohol industry has had a hand in what's happened, because they don't want to compete. Even the fact, one fact that I find to be the most whatever. So Schedule 1 has certain criteria. The main criteria is it has no medical applications, right? That's what makes Schedule 1. but then our own government, I think the earliest patents are like in the late 50s, early 60s, have overall patents for the medical application of cannabis. They own the patents for that, right? So our own government is hedging their bet with patents on the medical applications of CBD and cannabis and all this. At the same time, they're saying that there's no, and then even over 10 years ago, there's plenty of the children with epilepsy and so many other like real medical, like, so that saying it has no medical, like even to this day, it's still Schedule 1.
Yep.
Like, oh, they keep talking about changing it and this. I think that's all just
talk is cheap, buddy.
Right?
Yeah.
Because like, oh, it's a cut and dry case. It's cut and dry. The evidence is in, and yeah, the years and years keep going by, you know, and
it blows my mind, man. I don't get it either. It's like just those people do not represent the majority. It's just, and how is it like that? How is the majority stay and keep it that way? It just doesn't seem, I don't understand. Like with our state, I always feel so pissed off about it. I'm like, you know, our state, everybody you talk to, they're like, yeah, we should have it. We should have it. They did a poll and it was like 76% of the people. And it's just, I'm thinking, how can anyone ignore this? And that's homegrown and everything. Come on. What the fuck?
We got hoodwinked. Seriously, you know, the people that we used to, you know, the government, we used to call them civil servants because they worked for us, exactly, serving us, you know. But when they cease to serve us, we should then go and tell them they don't work for us anymore. You're out of your job. We should have that power to.
That's true.
We should, and we probably do. You know, we've just all got to come together and work as one collective, you know, unit. And because when we all come together, we're unstoppable. We're you know, and that's the whole thing. They're trying to divide us all, conquer us all with all their just fake bullshit legislations. But when it comes down to the natural laws and everything else, we're gonna win. We're gonna win.
I think constitutional law, tax preparation, and a few other things like gardening should be mandatory for kids in school in America and probably across the world today is what it should be. You know, understand your local constitution or your constitution and local laws to a basic minimum. You don't have to be able to cite it, you know, but you should know your freedoms, man. And we were never taught that. It's like they don't want you to know that they can't demand your ID or they can't do this. You know, they'll word it to make it seem like they can, but if you know better, then you can be like, you know.
No court in the world or no jurisdiction created by man can go against the creator or what we call God or whatever you want to call him. Yeah, no court can go against that. So how they can say a plant that was created by our God, the creator, the one and only, that we all have to, you know, how can they say it's illegal? They're saying the creator's bad, evil, done something, you know, give us something we shouldn't have. That would never fly in a courtroom. You know, that's why they can't put patents on stuff that's created in nature, because it's nature it's everyone's. They can't take it away.
I see cannabinoids.
It seems to me like in the United States, yeah, the government only really like capitulated on cannabis because they saw the money that they could make, not because like they've never gone back and said, yeah, we had it wrong, and yeah, we put out 50 years of propaganda that was wrong, and oh, we're going to make it right. Cannabis isn't like, even the whole legal cannabis industry is built on this thing where no other industry like basically isn't trusted to do business properly. Cannabis, the whole thing is basically the metric and the way the system is built is because they don't trust, like they think like they're not like going back in time, admitting the mistakes, and then moving forward. They're just like covering that up. We'll just, but here, Uncle Sam's here, give us our 30%, and then everything's cool, right? That's all it's about. It's not about like what's right. And if it was about what's right, they'd have to go back all the way to reefer madness And all this stuff is basically facts of what they did between propaganda, basically, where they threw cannabis in this thing of like, a lot of this is a lot of the people that were really affected by that propaganda, they're passing on, generations changing, right? So there's less of that, but like grandparents and still some older people and
two generations.
From the time they were kids, cannabis is a bad drug. It's like LSD and acid and heroin and coke. Like that's crazy that they said that for so many years, knowing they knew better. They had research. They knew better. They just like lied.
It only took 2 generations to change the narrative. That's all it took. Where you go back 2 generations ago, our grandparents wouldn't take shit from the government. You know what I mean? They knew their position and where they stood. Now we don't get taught that, and it's only took the 2 generations. My parents start to conform to authoritarian rule. Yeah, and how we are now is if you even say the wrong thing or even think, we're going to get to the stage where they're going to be policing our thoughts. It is crazy. What's 2 generations? We're going from having power to having nothing, no power. We need to assemble because time's running out. I don't want to sound like a crazy activist and stir people up, but seriously, the whole world is changing not for our benefit.
I've been saying it, man. In the last 5 years, I feel like a lot's changed. I've changed, and it seems like I've changed more than once, and all kind of stuff happening. Not all of it good, not all of it bad, but definitely some of it's uncomfortable. And hopefully everything gets leveled out. It seems like I'm not sure, but I wanted to make sure we say hi to Cannabinoids Labs. They joined us here, and we're down the last 8 minutes of the show, and I took the link down. So if anybody wants to come on, we'll be back Wednesday and next Sunday. We've been doing this for about 3.5 years now, and we enjoy always catching up with some new people. Looks like Levels sent some people over, and
good Chromie there.
Lots of fun. You guys coming in a little bit late, missed a few good ass garden tours of some monster buds. You can still see our buddy Jace here. We'll get him up on the screen for a second here at the end, and you can see that he has some monsters there in that big gorilla tent that's taller than normal.
Oh, this sucks. I'm tired. I'm ready to stop.
Yeah,
glad I'm only doing
Dale.
glad I'm only doing one plant at a time versus all these in here. I'm actually pretty far into them, like 80% done.
Yeah, cheers to Levels, man. He's such a good grown. It's a cool show over there, and they all get together, talk shop, shows. It's birds of a feather, man. It's always nice to see people collaborate, channel to channel, and trying to spread the word of grow your own medicine. Feel the help the new guy coming in if they're growing in your style, or if you can, and to feel that the pride that comes along with harvesting your own cannabis, man, and your own medicine, and even your own food if you venture down that road, mushrooms, all that. And I see Isona's got his Grow Room 420 up. Cheers to the Grow Room 420. Very generous folks over there with their time. And my wife and I want a big bucket full of seeds. I swear they sent us so many. We end up sending a lot of them out to other people just to spread it around. But yeah, that's a fun time over there. They got a Discord too, right, Isona?
Yeah, it's really inviting. It's there don't seem to be all the petty bitchy stuff that I've seen in other Discord groups.
Right.
There's lots of fun stuff, competitions, getting everyone involved, bringing back the community spirit, and the just everyone having fun and having a laugh, really, basically. And there's lots of genetics on offer, competitions, you can win stuff. Get over there, join in.
Yeah, man. And I like that because a lot of times talking gardening, cannabis, all this is my escape from all the politics and the bad shit that I deal with, and the bidding, and all the stuff we have to do for work and stuff. It's like, this is my time away from all that, and I enjoy this. So it's good for my soul, and I'm sure a lot of other folks feel the same. And I see that, like Bud E right there. He was on late last night talking, and I see now all of us here try to join and get on when we can, and be interaction. That's where it's at. Collaboration over competition, and what's that one Jack taught us? Rising tide raises all ships. I really like that one, man. I think it's it's self-explanatory. With that being said, we got the 5 minutes there. Cheers to Jack Greenstock, and he's a big inspiration of mine, and we watched his show for a long time before we come here and started this up. So that's where we get some of our stuff that we do. So we'll go around and give everybody a chance to say where they could be found. They could say goodbye. And we want to personally thank all the panelists that come on. Some had to leave early. Appreciate the chat, always interjecting good, positive stuff. Lots of experience and scientific minds and all that spread out in the chat. And we like to see that. We appreciate it. So we'll start with coming right up the list here. We'll start with you, Ice and I.
Yeah, I'm just going to say, everyone, just go out and be the best people you can be. Encourage other people to be the best people they can be, and we can all live together, happy and harmony, and you can all go and have a piss and a puff.
Right on, buddy. Cheers to that. Up next will be our buddy Seed Person.
It was good to see everybody. I'm SeedPerson1 on Instagram and SeedPerson1@gmail.com. Cheers to the chat and everybody on the panel. And you can also find me sometimes on the Black Hoodie Alchemy podcast talking about esoteric stuff. Have a great rest of your weekend and go into the week standing up straight, please, because posture is important.
It definitely is. It definitely is.
Always a pleasure, Seed Person. We appreciate it. And our first-time guest this week, hopefully you'll be back to join us again in the future. We'll go Wednesday nights and Sundays, buddy. And it was a real nice to see your garden. It's one of the bigger ones we get around here. And you're one of the more experienced growers we've had on here. You got some years in, and that goes a long way with us. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks. I got to thank J5 for pushing me. It's been a couple weeks. He kept mentioning this, you guys, and then this morning I finally came on. I'm glad I did. Everyone have a great week and rest of the weekend, and it was good hanging.
Thanks again, man. Look forward to seeing you around. Jace got them big buds up close. Some of them cleaned up, huh?
Yeah, I got them all naked, ready to go. It's the last time we'll see them in the tent. Yeah, mostly naked. I got to trim a few more, but getting close. But yeah, thanks for having me on again. Smart Crispy, always fun hanging out with you guys. Cheers to chat. Seed Person, can't wait till you send me those purple panties in the mail.
Oh, shit. That's great. And then before we get to our last guest, I want to say I saw Levels. We appreciate Levels and sending your people over after your show and giving us a shout out. We try to do the same. And I also seen Uncle Rick in there. We was talking about your show yesterday and how wonderful and serving it was to the community and to the people that really need it. And we went over Stephanie and some of that stuff and the winners. And I thought that was super cool of you guys. And there was a lot of people involved. We don't want to forget anybody, but it was definitely a cool time, right?
Oh, yeah.
And then last, but definitely not least, our buddy XYZ Vector, who's probably not at home right now, I'm assuming, huh? Are you?
No, I'm in Mississippi still. I'll be here till the end of the month. Anyways, well, hey, it is what it is. It's nice and quiet. I can get some stuff done. I'm not busy trying to get my stuff around the house done. Anyways, I appreciate the chat. I appreciate the panel. I appreciate the hosts of this wonderful get together, and I appreciate us all growing and everybody putting their effort forth and trying to help out those people that are less fortunate with Johnny Law and get tripped up by the legal system. Anyways, you guys have a great weekend, what's left of it, and cheers.
All right, everyone.
Thanks, everybody. You have truly lifted my Sunday. I appreciate each and every one of you. Grow love.
We'll see you Wednesday night. Grow love.
Roll up.